Hello everyone, thank you for joining me right here on JTV Sports Nigeria. The World Cup qualifiers are back in the African continent and everyone is looking forward to this weekend, particularly on Friday, when, of course, the last two matches of the qualifiers will be staged. And these last two matches that we have right now in the World Cup qualifiers will determine who will qualify for the World Cup that will be staged in the United States of America, Mexico, and Canada. But something is really happening in the continent that begs for answer. And that is the title you are seeing right now. Is African football fair? Is African football fair? Or how fair is African football? Whichever way you want to look at it. And this is why I'm asking this question. Very simple. Now, before now, I've been gunning for Bafana Bafana to qualify for the World Cup, no doubt. For those following this channel, you will realize that I've always been saying that, look, it will be difficult for the Super Eagles of Nigeria to qualify for the World Cup because of the predicament they found themselves. And who caused it? It is them. It is the Super Eagles of Nigeria that caused it. If you look at the factors that actually made Nigeria to be in this situation, you will not even pity Nigeria qualifying for the World Cup. But somehow, perhaps fate or maybe God wants the Super Eagles to be at the World Cup. But right now, some forces are now working against Nigeria not to be at the World Cup. Some forces are now working against Nigeria not to be at the World Cup. Now, without delay, on Friday, South Africa will be playing Zimbabwe and Nigeria will be playing Lesotho. Country of host, South Africa, for these both matches. Why? Now the argument will be that, okay, Zimbabwe chose the Moses Mahido Stadium, Durban, as their venue for the match. But it was widely reported, even right here in Nigeria, that Zimbabwe will be choosing a venue in Botswana, not in South Africa. This has given unfair advantage to Bafana Bafana. Unfair advantage to Bafana Bafana as we speak. Because the Moses Mahido Stadium, I bet you on Friday, will be filled up to full capacity and the world would not even know who is at home. The world would think Bafana Bafana are the one hosting Zimbabwe. But on paper, it is Zimbabwe who are the host nation. Why would CAF do this? Why would FIFA agree to this? This is a conspiracy against Nigeria. It's a conspiracy against Nigeria. CAF would have, said, okay, no, Zimbabwe, you can choose any other country other than South Africa. I think that would have been fair. That would have been fair. But look, we don't have to cry over spilt milk now because we actually put ourselves in this situation. But just imagine if in years to come, this same thing should happen and it is South Africa that is involved. Everybody begin to say the Nigerian Football Federation, in collaboration with CAF or whoever, has now done something to ensure that Nigeria qualifies for a major tournament, whether it is AFCON or a World Cup. Football fans across African continents, wherever you are watching me from, whether it is in Durban, South Africa, in Johannesburg, whether you are watching me from Harare, Zimbabwe, whether it is in Lagos or Abuja, Nigeria, wherever you are watching me from, we need to be fair when it comes to issue of football in this continent. A level playing field is all what everyone is crying for if we really want to develop this football. We need a good representation at the World Cup. I'm not saying that South Africa is not a good representation, but they should qualify justifiably. They should justify legally. They should be able to qualify in such a way that everyone will know that they actually worked for it. Look, it is not our fault. It is not the fault of Nigeria that FIFA punished South Africa. They featured an ineligible player against Lesotho in March, which has stirred controversy for so long that FIFA was under pressure and at the end of the day deducted 3 points from the 17 points South Africa had amassed, which is really unfortunate, I must say, for South African fans. And that has to be investigated. Why should the technical crew not know that a certain player is not supposed to play that game? But that is a story for another day. But when it comes to this issue, this present issue that we're talking about now, how fair is African football? Well, I hope that Zimbabwe will do the needful. They don't have anything to lose right now. They are playing for pride. And we hope that they will actually come out and play their A game against Bafana Bafana, and Nigeria also play their A game against Lesotho. I'm not trying to say that it is automatically that Nigeria can beat Lesotho in South Africa, but of course, from all indication, Nigeria can beat Lesotho. On a good day, if Zimbabwe had something at hand, if there is something they would have benefited from this game, it will be difficult for South Africa, Bafana Bafana, to beat Zimbabwe. I bet it will be really difficult. But in this case, I doubt it. In this case, I doubt it. So, from all indication, as far as I'm concerned, South Africa is going to get the 6 maximum points. They will beat Zimbabwe because the crowd will be the 12th player for Bafana Bafana. The Moses Mahida Stadium will be so filled up that I hope that security personnel will be able to control the crowd. So already that is against Nigeria already. And Lesotho, which of course will be the last match for South Africa to play on Tuesday, that is a walkover as far as I'm concerned. So 6 plus the 14 points, 20 points. And with that, there is nothing the Super Eagles can do. What we are hoping all the Super Eagles are hoping for right now is to also get 6 points and see if maybe they can be, part of the 4 teams that could qualify for the playoffs. I think that's all we may be playing for right now. But the question is African football fair? In this case, is African football fair? That is the question I am asking. Drop your comments below. And please don't forget to subscribe, like this video, and we'll be bringing you more on these qualifiers coming up this weekend across the African continent. Really interesting moments in African football once more. Thank you very much. I am OJ Matthew. Bye-bye.